it just seemed like here's a money pool. We're just gonna have other strangers. Like other
Which is exactly what I think that this franchise, and it sounds like it turned into right from the jump. Like as soon as they did 2018, they're just like the Strangers has a bit of a brand. Let's just suck as much money out of this thing and leave it like a corpse on the side of the road.
So they take an old movie and change just enough to make you pay for the same shit all over again.
Those greedy fucking animals.
Oh, it's insidious.
Well, this one's gonna be a doozy because we're talking movies. We're talking The Strangers, chapters 3. I'm not gonna say who's in it because they probably don't even want to be recognized for making this movie. Chris, the darkness is quiet.
So yet again, I thought we were doing all of the Strangers, so I'm going to be talking about everything from 2008 to this. And why? Because you were home. Hey everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of How'd You Like That Movie? As Scott said, we're going to be for sure talking about The Strangers Chapter 3, but we're basically going to kind of do a brief overview of the whole franchise. I think we got 5 movies. Scott, why don't you take us away? The only one I did not see is The Strangers Part 2 from 2018, Pray at Night. Otherwise, I'm good to go. All right, Scott, why don't you walk us through this, my friend?
You know, Chris, I was raised with the old adage and saying that, if you have nothing to say, good, don't say anything at all.
Yeah,
And
but then what would I do with my life?
yeah, sure enough, because that's pretty much how I feel about this, especially these last 3. It seems like these movies had no point to them. Like they really, especially like these chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. Like I did a review on chapter 1 way back in the day when it got released, and I thought it was a piece of shit that made no sense. Chapter 2 was even worse. And this one, yeah, it really did not need to be made.
Yeah, man. Okay, so let's give some context here. For those who are not familiar, this franchise didn't start as a franchise. It starts with this kind of film that's become a bit of a cult classic, The Strangers, 2008. Low budget, very small house. What would you call that? Like hostage style situation,
Like
very self-contained.
A house invasion movie, pretty much.
Home invasion movie, 100%, 100%. And that one had Liv Tyler in it, Scott Speedsman, who's actually from Toronto. I mean, he was born in London, but he's from Toronto. And Glenn Howerton from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. They made it for $9 million, did 82 at the box office, got a 50% on Rotten Tomatoes from the critics, 48 from the audience. Very tight, 86 minutes. It's a great little film, and it just continued to do well, again, as a cult film. One of the takeaways from that film is the randomness, right? Basically, that line that I used at the beginning of the show, because you were home, this is why this is happening to these people. Kind of like, Halloween or other films where a lot of the fear comes directly from the randomness of the encounter. As well, you're kind of trapped in a space. Actually, the quote I have this week really sums all this up. So you got Tom Long from the Detroit News. It's an efficiently made, appropriately terrifying film, downright minimalist in its approach, and all the more horrifying for it. It's so basic, it's believable. One of the things that I actually liked when I rewatched The Strangers is, for the most part, outside of like a few things, these people act like regular people. Like a lot of times you're watching a horror movie or genre film and you're like, what the fuck are you doing? Why would you do that? Like in this film, they don't think anything's really that odd. It's weird, but it's nothing too crazy. And by the time the characters are like, all right, this is a bad situation, we should get the fuck out of here, things have been done to keep them from doing that. So then when they're trapped in their house, they're doing things that you would be sensible to do. You got a gun, you're going to do this thing, and then that doesn't really work out for you. And so as you're watching it, you believe the situation. That's about like as good as it gets for this series, though.
Yeah, like I think with the first one, especially because it comes in with the, based on true events kind of thing. If I'm not mistaken, right?
Sure, it says that. I don't think it
uh,
actually really
no,
ever was, but
yeah, but I think it was like the basis was just like the married couple after the wedding was found dead, right? With nothing. And then
yeah,
everything.
it's sort of like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The idea that those kids show up, they in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, they find the video camera or whatever, and they're like, oh, so this is what happened. Like they find the film canisters or whatever, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
let's just right off the top of that, what do you think of the OG? We'll get to chapter 3, but like what do you think of the original Strangers film? Did you like it? What's your
Yeah. Like I think, like you said, everything here is tight. It's believable. I thought the performances were fucking great, right? Like you felt for like Speedman and Liv Tyler. Um, and then, like the whole like kind of story where it seems like they were gonna break up, but then like this event kind of brings them together. Thinking that, and then when you get to the end, you're just like, holy shit, right? Like people leave. You don't need to know who Bagman is. You don't need to know who Doll Girl is. You don't need their backstory. It's just
correct?
fucking it's just fucking like holy shit, right? Like anything can happen. If you go like fucking get an Airbnb somewhere, you never know if there was going to be like 3 knocks on the door. It's scary enough, well done enough that it really only designated itself to a one and done. Like this
Yeah,
did
like
not
that's the
need.
story. Like that's
Yeah.
you did the thing. You've got a great kind of story arc. It's believable, right? Like you said, you get an Airbnb kind of off somewhere. You're chilling, and next thing you know, you're dead, right? Kind of
Mhm.
terrifying. It actually looks really good. They've got Peter Sova, who was the cinematographer on Good Morning Vietnam, Donnie Brasco, Gangster Number One. So very competent, which I think is great because this is Bryan Bertino's first feature, right? So he writes it, he directs it. I mean, I often say on the show, if you're going to do that, make sure you have a really good cinematographer who's got some experience, kind of help you through. So you know what? I recommend this film. Go watch it. You can see it on Amazon. Fine, fun film. Turn the lights down. One of the things I do like about what you talked about is the reason you care about these characters is because the big not I mean the film's only like 90 minutes long or 86 minutes long. The beginning part of the film though is not horror. It's basically like you understanding these characters and like feeling that relationship. So you're like you feel bad for them because they're kind of going through a bit of maybe a possible breakup or something. And so because it doesn't start out with horror right away, they take a little bit of those 86 minutes to make you care about the characters. So when the horror starts happening, you're like, oh, fuck, man. Like, I kind of want these people to get out of this situation. And as I said, I think that this is as good as it gets for this film franchise. Like, it's got the highest rating at 50%. Everything else is lower. The box office is as high as it gets. I would say do this film and then you're good. That said, I did not watch the 2018 Pray at Night, which is, again, written by Bryan Bertino. He brings in Ben Kittay, which I don't really know much of his work. But it does have Christina Hendricks, you know, from like Mad Men, Good Girls, and the film Drive and Neon Demon, and Martin Henderson, who is in the film X. What did you think of Pray at Night from 2018? We might as well just work through these chronologically.
Yeah. Like this is where it brings that hotel in. And room 24, if I'm not mistaken. But also, like this film contradicts chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3.
Okay, how so?
Because all the fucking strangers die in this one.
That's right. Chapter 1, by the way, was supposed to be a reboot, and that would be why.
Okay, because that was the thing. After I'm like, okay, I'm gonna like once we get to this, I'm gonna rewrite this fucking history, and then they can pay me later. but yeah, because that was the thing. I didn't. I always thought this was like chapter one, chapter two, chapter three was literally, chapter one, chapter two, chapter three. This was like a prequel to The Strangers. Like this
Okay.
is how they like were still operating before Scott Speedman and Liv Tyler showed up in Vegas.
Except I as we're gonna get to when you get to chapter 3, there's a reason why it can't be that.
Right.
Okay. So your takeaway of Prey at Night, is it worth watching?
It's the thing. It just amped up the action and just amped up more of like the jump scares. Um, but like it's okay. But again, like I never saw a point to it. Like I never saw why this movie had to be made. Like there was never anything on the screen that was like, boom, this is the reason why this movie was made. It just seemed like here's a money pool. We're just gonna have other strangers. Like other
Which is exactly what I think that this franchise, and it sounds like it turned into right from the jump. Like as soon as they did 2018, they're just like The Strangers has a bit of a brand. Let's just suck as much money out of this thing and leave it like a corpse on the side of the road.
So they take an old movie and change just enough to make you pay for the same shit all over again.
Those greedy fucking animals.
Oh, it's insidious.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Well, because again, the first one is good. And
Yeah.
it's funny because the first one, 10 years earlier has a $9 million budget. Then they bring in the 2018 film for $5 million and it does $32 million at the box office. But remember, like $9 million in 2008 dollars is a lot more than $9 million in 2018 dollars. So not only with inflation, but they actually had less money that they spent on this film. And obviously it did, less well at the box office. It only did 32 million. And then, so do you recommend it? Should people actually see Prey at Night just before we move on?
Like this one, to speak like my kids, it's mid. All right. Like
Okay.
it's like it's not bad, like chapter one, chapter two, chapter three, like avoid these, like it's the plague. But chapter two, like the Prey at Night, like it's all right, but it's still not, it doesn't hold up to the original.
So you might as well just watch the original at this point.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So then you go to 2024 and they're like, we're going to reboot this whole franchise. We're going to bring in a new director, new writers. So you bring in Renny Harlin, who directed Die Hard 2 and Cliffhanger. We're going to shoot this thing in Slovakia. We're going to block shoot it. We're going to shoot all 3 films at the same time. And this is something I'm not sure. So if any audience member actually knows the answer to this question, each one of these films basically says they're roughly $8.5 million budgets. So is that, and they shot in like 57 days, all 3 films, and it shows. It definitely shows. I don't know though. Is it 8.5 million for all 3 films, or did they give them 8.5 million per film? So if anybody knows this answer, Scott, if you know this answer, let me know.
I don't know the answer, but if I had to make an educated guess, I would say it was around 8.5 for each. So probably around 20 million for all 3 movies.
And they save money by block shooting all the stuff together.
Exactly.
Yeah, because really these films, all 3, 1, 2, and chapter 1, 2, and 3 are one big story arc, right? So they're like, just so you know, like, so they're using the same characters, the same actors, like everything's the same.
It's a span of 2 days, I think it is, or something like that.
Yeah, like in as far as the characters or whatnot, yeah, it's like 2.5 days or something like that. What this gives you, if you were wondering, like, what's your reason for this film, it's supposed to give you some backstory into these characters, which is what makes them kind of terrifying, is the lack of backstory. I think this is one of the problems that they did with Michael Myers as well, is like not having backstory makes things scarier because it allows your own imagination to kind of do that heavy lifting. Anyway, so we start off chapter 1 in 2024. What do you want to say about this thing? Really the biggest actor in this is Madeline Pench from Riverdale. Like that, she's the like big scream queen or whatever.
Yeah, like I already said said it. Like, I've never been so upset with like a horror movie than with this one, because like none of this shit made sense. Everything done just for shots with no rhyme or reason why people are in this experience. Like,
Situation. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Or
like to give you an example, like when she's playing the piano,
mm,
when Straw Hat Guy is in a fucking rocking chair, 3 feet behind her, rocking while she's playing the piano with a fucking mirror above her for some reason. You're telling me just the movement wouldn't draw her eyes to him?
That doesn't make any fucking sense!
mm.
Or the shower scene where they're literally in her peripheral, just standing there watching her shower.
Yeah, yeah. It's not even from behind.
Like,
Right?
listen,
Like it's like I can, even my old eyes can see to the right and left of me.
I'm telling you, Michael Jackson wrote a song about this. Like, you got a feeling somebody's watching you.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you start looking around. You don't just continue looking straight while you're showering. Right? Like, it just pissed me off to no end.
Well, and it's what I felt is like there's a lot of stuff as far as the original, as like I don't know if they were doing it as like throwbacks, but like the shotgun, and it's almost like they took the original and they tried to expand that world, which again, the expand, like having the town and all that type of stuff, like that expanded world takes away from the terror. It also later on in the series makes it make no fucking sense. Like I think is it chapter 2 with the hospital? Yes, it's chapter 2 in the hospital.
Yes.
We'll talk about that when we get there. Like as you watch these films, they get more ridiculous. Like they make less and less sense. Again, if we refer back to the 2008 film, you could be in a house, isolated, cabin in the woods, whatever, and some bad shit can happen randomly. Yeah, totally believable. By the time you are through the 3 chapters of this fucking shit series, you've got basically a whole town facilitating, but not really facilitating these fucking murders. And like nobody outside of the fucking town investigates. Like the state police never show, the FBI never shows up.
No, that's wrong.
What do you mean?
They show up in chapter 2 for one scene.
Yeah, but like you figure if people kept fucking dying, they would continue to have people fucking show up. Like it's ridiculous. Oh, and we'll get there. We'll get there. So I think Scott and I are going to tell you right now, you don't need to watch any of these movies. They have no fucking redeeming quality. Chapter 1, 2, or 3. Just off the top of your head, Scott, if you had to put these in an order, what order would they be for like chapter 1, 2, and 3?
Like to watch, like enjoyment?
Yeah.
There is no order. Like there is none. Like I'm really mad you made me watch this. Like you have no fucking idea how much I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I gotta do this shit again.
So
I thought you liked me, Chris. I
do. I just thought it was important because like it's a big franchise that's out, and it also gave me an excuse to watch these. I'm glad I didn't watch all of them yet again. I made you do work I wasn't willing to do.
You are an asshole, man.
Come here, give me a kiss. Come here. Hey, fuck you, man!
So chapter 1 has a 21% and a 45%. Chapter 2 has a 14% and a 55%. Somehow the audience liked it a little bit better. And when we're recording, this is the weekend that chapter 3 just came out. So as it stands, it's got an 18% and a 51%. Listen, all these films are still better than the Melania movie, according to the critics. So, I mean, take your pick. If you're in a torture situation and you got to watch Melania, watch Melania, or you get to watch the Strangers. I mean, the Melania movie's shorter, so maybe you go with less torture for a shorter period of time.
I was going to say, according to the audience score, it's like 90 for audience. So
99. No, it's 99. 99.
Yeah.
It's got like a 5.
And Rotten Tomatoes has verified that the score is legit.
Sure it is. I just made the jerky fucking in your face motion for all those just on the audio. So, and they pump these fuckers out. Like I said, they block shoot it all together. They shoot the whole thing in like 50 some odd days. One comes out in 2024. And then in 2025, September of 2025, you get chapter 2 come out. And they're all about like 95, 98 minutes, something like that. This one does 20, chapter 2 does 22 million at the box office. Chapter 1 does 48 million at the box office. So the box office return is dropping. Chapter 2 is where things get like, the first one, you're like, all right, people make bad decisions in horror movies. It's kind of like a trope. By chapter 2, though, she's in the hospital. And spoiler, don't worry, we're telling you not to bother watching these fucking movies. So in chapter 2, she kind of wakes up in the hospital. She's getting interviewed. Da 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 da. Very quickly, because of course she wasn't supposed to survive, right? So the bad people, they didn't realize she survives. As soon as they find out she survives, they gotta go. They want to go kill her. The entire hospital clears out, and is like, there's no one around. All of a sudden, like this is what I'm talking about. I'm like, is the town in on it? Are they helping? But also, so there's no one in the hospital. Okay, then she's like running around, and she's of course running all the place. Also, she doesn't ever move with any sense of urgency. So she gets away from the one guy with the axe, Baghead, and then she gets in like a dumbwaiter, and the dumbwaiter goes to the down below. So obviously they know where this thing is going to go. It's going down,
right?
And so
wait, stop right there. No,
okay,
stop right there.
Go. It could go up. I guess it could go up.
She didn't know where it was going to go because the look on her face when that thing stopped, she was like mesmerized, like shocked that the fucking elevator stopped. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, how big did you think this fucking dummy waiter like was? Like it wasn't gonna be like a 2-hour ride. It's
yeah.
You're not going 2 minutes.
You're not going down to the bottom of a mine here, lady. So then she does get like, as Scott said, so it stops, right? As they do in the basement. You would think that you would quickly get out of said dumbwaiter and then, make your escape. Man, she's chilling. She's fucking walking around. She gets out. And what I also love is, remember, she's wearing like a hospital nightgown, everybody. Okay, she's wearing a hospital. I don't know if you've ever been to a hospital. You can generally have an idea of what a hospital nightgown looks like. It's not a pair of jeans. It's not a parka. So if you have your cell phone in your hand, you're pretty aware of where your fucking cell phone is. She somehow leaves her cell phone, and this comes up later because someone finds herself. It's like, how the fuck did you know you didn't have your phone? Right. And anyway, it's just a bunch of like running around nonsense, And she keeps going into rooms that are like, less and less, where she has less and less of ability to escape, like the morgue. Right. There's morgues, I don't think, have typically tons of exits and entrances. They definitely don't have windows often when they're in the bottom of a hospital. So everybody else in this hospital is gone. She's hiding in a like on the slabs, the rolling slabs in the cooler or whatever, and you're like, oh my god, how is she gonna get out of this? Because she should not be able to get out of this. Random dude, the entire hospital is fucking empty because there's murder happening or whatever, however they got the whole hospital. But of course, like some random janitor shows up and gets fucking axed the shit out of him. And then the dude, Baghead, instead of being like going back to like, looking for the person he was looking for in the room that has no exits, in the drawers, which she must be in one, fucking pieces out and like takes the bottom. I'm like, what is fucking happening right now? The amount of times I was like, what the fuck stupid shit is happening in this movie? Anyway.
With the morgue scene, I just want to know who, like, because on set there's like a consistency supervisor.
Oh, you're talking about continuity? That's your script soup that does that usually.
Okay. So explain to me why it took her all her strength, like all of her strength, to either open or close that morgue door. But guy just did it, like held the axe by the handle and just pushed it open. And I'm like, how the fuck is one like she literally looked like she
same
was
with the janitor. The janitor he had a bucket and a mop and he just opened the door. Like maybe Baghead is like super strong, but like the janitor was just some kid. He just opens it up and takes an axe in the chest. That's the other thing too. I just want, for those of you that are like, guys, it's genre, we're gonna see some kills. That's what we're here. The kills and the thrills. No thrills, and the kills are fucking lame. Like,
well, you could tell they went like old school Friday the 13th, like 2, 3, 4, where most of the kills happen off screen to like
Yeah,
limit
yeah.
the budget, right?
Yeah.
So you don't have the practicals, you just see the after effect.
Or you go like Psycho style, where it's like you see the axe come up and
Yeah.
you see it go down, and then the audience fills it in the gaps or whatever. So I'm like, yeah, you're watching this fucking movie and you're like, oh, okay, at least give me some hostile level violence. Nah. Bad dialogue, bad setup, fucking, and it's too long. Like, even in the like, this didn't need to be 98 minutes. Like, it should have been fucking 60. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many scenes of just like long hallways,
Yeah.
long
like,
drives.
yeah, or even drives that, we now need to get rid of the car 2 minutes later. Like, you've driven like 2 miles and now something happens to the car.
Listen, everybody, this person, this character should not be allowed to fucking drive a vehicle. Because every time, and I was like, by the end, I was like calling it. Like, I was watching with a friend of mine, and then I went to the theater as well to watch the chapter 3. I was like, oh yeah, she's gonna crash this fucking ambulance because that's the only way she can not get away. Yep. Doing stupid ass shit. Like, she might as well have been checking her fucking Instagram while she's driving away from these murders.
Or that was chapter 3. That was chapter 3.
But it also happens with the ambulance. And then there's stuff where it's like she gets in vehicles and doesn't immediately drive away.
That makes no fucking sense.
Gets in situations where like you would never put yourself. And also, one more thing before we move on to chapter 3, unless you got anything else you want to say about this god awful fucking movie. It's like, listen, I'm in this town. I've waken up in a hospital. Clearly the hospital people are in on it. Whatever. I'm getting the fuck out of this town. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to find the road. I'm going to sit in the tree line, and I'm just going to fucking walk back to fucking, it takes place in Oregon, supposedly, right? I'm going to just like get out, or Washington. I'm just going to get out of this town. I'm going to walk as long as it takes me. Because remember, I drove into the town. I'm going to just walk away until why the fuck is, oh God, is number 2, hold on. Sorry. Sidebar. Is number 2 the one with the boar as well?
Yeah. She had to survive the boar attack.
Yo, man, you know that a boar can basically like chew through your bones and like gore the shit out of you. There's no way this like 300-pound boar is not ripping this little girl to shreds. That was another stupid ass fucking scene.
This is some bullshit.
Yeah,
I'm so angry. I'm actually angry about this movie.
No, and that's the thing. Like, in this film, she became, I'm trying to remember, but what is the phrase? Like, people kept on calling Rey from Star Wars is it Mary Sue? Curly Sue?
Yeah, what's that supposed to mean though? I know that I've heard that.
Like the girl that is perfect at everything right from get-go.
Oh, okay.
And that's the thing. Like, she was too capable.
She went Rambo and sewed herself up.
Exactly, with no background, knowing exactly what to do. She put the alcohol or whatever first, and then like and that's what I was saying. Like, she went so like over it that I like, at no point, especially with chapter 2, at no point was I cheering for her. I was just like, just kill her and get it over with. I was literally just like, just kill her and get this movie over with.
And so I purposely had not like looked into these films. I was trying to watch them just with fresh eyes. I was like, oh, okay, maybe this is one of those things where she starts the movie and then she gets her like head lopped off, and it's like a big long cold open, and then like we get her opening credits or something. No, she survives chapter 2 as well, and she shouldn't. And then
at no point.
Why won't you die?
Yeah, like there's multiple times she should have just been dead. And then to give us chapter 3, which, if you thought chapter 2 was bad and made no fucking sense, chapter 3 is where they really, correct me if I'm wrong, chapter 3 is where they really start to disclose the backstory. I'm air quoting for those not watching the video.
Some
is that
of
right?
No, like chapter 2 was majority of who Tamara was, who the 2 strangers were.
That's right. Because it's by the end of chapter 2, you're wondering like, why are these kids not in jail? Actually,
yeah.
I'm gonna spoil some shit right now for everybody because we're already saying don't watch the movie. So if you want to turn this off, you can turn it off right now. Okay. So the origin story of these kids is they're all like there's a bunch of, when they're little children, the Baghead and what's it, Dollface? Is that who it
Yeah.
is?
Yeah.
They basically murder. Well, one of them, Dollface, murders a little girl with a rock, and then that's what sets off their killing spree going forward. Because for some reason, the courts are like, you should go to jail, but your dad's the sheriff, so you know what? We're just going to put you in with this because the boy kid basically takes the rap for the little girl, and then they just start killing people all over the fucking place. Like, it's fucked. And then there's the other girl, which, like, remember, like, there's in chapter 3, there's the hotel room where she kills her boyfriend, and then
it's like two of these kids look like they're maybe 15, 16. The other girl looks like she's in her mid to late 30s.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, yeah, like the whole time I'm like, oh fuck. I'm like, okay, that's her origin story. She killed a boyfriend who wanted to cheat on her, and now she likes killing people. But here's the problem with chapter 3.
Okay,
one, never should have happened. Like it should not have even been made. 2, I don't want to know who the writers of this film are because I feel bad for them. But they overthought what people's reactions to this main character was going to be. They thought, like, when she's in that truck and she's actually doing what you're saying to do, let's go out of town with her sister's dead body in the car. And then she stops and then puts the car in reverse to she's going back, right? They thought that was going to be, Ellen Ripley coming out in the load bearer saying, get away from her, that bitch. For the audience are just going to cheer.
They're going to be like, yeah, let's go.
Let's go fuck up those people, right? Because the way it's shot, the way like all the anticipation is and the way she cranks that fucking drive shaft, I'm like, no, I just want this movie over. Like, it's not good. And then when we get to the fucking resolution, you're just like, this is so stupid.
Yeah, because you're like, one part of you you're like, okay, this is the end of the movie. And then as soon as she stops, you're like, it's like this might as well be a parody movie. Like the amount of stupid ass shit that they're doing, including, and again, another big spoiler, by the end of this movie, she decides that maybe she's going to be a killer because everybody else is gone. And there's almost like a romantic scene with her and Baggett, who, by the way, killed her sister, her brother-in-law, her boyfriend.
Fiance.
Fiance. Like, just a stupid fucking movie. Like, absolutely no point to this thing. I'm trying to think if there was like any redeeming qualities, like any cool kill scenes or whatever. Oh yeah, you know what's funny too is like when the sister shows up with the brother, her
husband,
sister's husband, and so her brother, the main character's brother-in-law, and it's like, and then there's just like a big black dude. I'm like,
the bodyguard,
yeah, and then they're on a road following a sheriff, like country road, okay. And he's like, don't follow too close because you don't want to give us away. It's like, bro, you're driving a fucking Mercedes on a country road behind one guy. You're not in LA. Like, it's not like the dude's very aware that you are behind them. And then there's the whole that like other group of people that you don't know if they're good or they're bad, and you never really like find out anything about them. But they're also townies, and then they also get all murdered by this group. Like, I'm just like, this is only 3 fucking people. They're not ninjas, man. Like, how the fuck are, like, this town is aware that these people are doing murder, and do they still not know who the murderers are? Because I guess what? If I grew up in a town where 2 people, well, at least one, went to jail for killing a motherfucker with a rock when they were a kid, and then there was a bunch of murders that started to happen, I'd be like, I don't know. Maybe the murder kid is one of the murderers.
Yeah, like, but that's the thing. It's also like every film contradicts the other one in this series, I found too. Because in chapter 2, when you already know who Beg Guy is, right? Yeah, because you see the tattoo, the way he's acting. All of a sudden, he leaves the house. 10 minutes later, they're all fucking there. right? Like I already knew who the fucking baghead guy was. Like they didn't try to hide it. But when the nurse before she gets killed, she was like, oh, his family had a lot of money, and his grandparents died and gave it to him, and all he has left is the car or this house. All he has left is this house. All the money's gone. And now it's just like, okay, so why would the grandparents leave him the fucking like inheritance when there's technical son still alive as the cop? Wouldn't
Yeah,
the
who's still
cop?
like working as a sheriff?
Yeah,
It seems like his whole life, right?
yeah. I'm like, and that's when I'm like, oh, okay. And then when I'm like, oh, the sheriff's in on it, okay. And then the one scene when they're in the morgue, in chapter 3, they're in the morgue reviewing the bodies, and his deputy or whoever the fuck literally like breaks the case. He was like, they were found in the thing, the girl's not found, your son's not found, people have been missing before, I'm gonna call other cops, but I have your back. Like, what the fuck? You're just like, they're just like, okay, it's been 25 minutes or it's been 15 minutes, we need another death here for some reason. And then
Well, and that scene is about like him being like, so clearly the town does know, or the sheriff's deputy knows, because he says, I've covered for you. They never killed townspeople before, but now they're killing townspeople. So, and then obviously you're like, well, first off, if you have helped some dude do cover up a bunch of murders, maybe don't tell him you're gonna bring in police to arrest him and other cops. Just go do it. Because he's probably going to do exactly what he did, which is fucking get rid of your stupid ass. You know what I mean?
And then in the middle of the day, drag a fucking dead body in a body bag into a car.
Yeah, and then the people in the car are like, "Oh, is that my sister?" No, the body's too big. I'm like, guys, the sheriff just dragged a fucking body and put it in a car.
You would think
why don't you just call the police? Just call the fucking police. There's a scene where the main character is injured, so like these people that are helping her call an ambulance from outside of town. Okay. They call an ambulance, but they don't call police to come with said ambulance to deal with the fucking murder problem. Like the ambulance just like, and he ends up getting killed because he stops fucking gas. Like you're just like, this is wild. And in the first film, they try to introduce like all this, and I guess they touch on it again in the third, like this kind of religious aspect. Because in the first one, they're like, some people keep trying to give them like religious pamphlets. I'm like, it's like a Chekhov's gun. You're like, what was the fucking point of that? Like, it doesn't go anywhere. Like the sheriff's city. Oh, also, they have a little lair where they do their like murder in. And maybe I missed something, but the main character just seems to like the main female character who's not one of the murderers seems to know where this lair is. Like at one point, she just goes there, opens up the thing, and climbs down.
Because they brought her there.
Oh, and she was able to remember all that shit?
Yeah, because when they put her in the mask to try to kill, she literally, like, they made a point to stop at, the country road with no traffic. They made sure to stop, check both ways so they can see the mile marker so she knows to turn at mile 19.
I missed that. I was fucking you. Anyway, listen, don't watch these movies. Watch the first one. That's it. Maybe watch the second one. Maybe do a double feature. I don't know. Yeah. You know what? No. I would watch The Strangers. And what would you put with the Strangers? What's another good, like Halloween? What else? Like John Carpenter's Halloween. What else would you watch with it?
Oh, I would do like Panic Room, David Fincher.
Cool. Kind of hostage in a house type of stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do now. We're gonna do Scotty's alternate universe Stranger trilogy using this storyline.
Okay, go.
So everybody who died in this movie is related to this main character. She's the only one that connects them. She survives. So come chapter 3, when, Baghead cuts her restraints open and leaves the fucking knife that, he purposely made her use to kill the people in the hotel. That's when the police show up. And now she's the main suspect. Everybody's connected to her. The fingerprints are on her. She goes to jail. She ends up in the loony bin trying to talk about baghead, doll girl, doll face, and no one believes him because how fucking ridiculous the story is. So this girl literally goes down for killing her whole family and fiance. And these guys go off to do it to other people.
Yeah, I love that. I think that so my friend that I watched with, she's like, does nobody watch these movies when they make them? I'm like, oh yeah. Like everybody, like producers, lots of people would have read the scripts. I'm like, they just didn't give a shit. They didn't care that they were making a bad movie. They were like, how can we make this cheap? We're gonna slap the Strangers fucking logo on it, kind of thing, and just ride that IP into the fucking, the darkest corners of the world, and we're gonna just make our payday. That's it. That was the point of this. So they didn't even do the amount of thought that you didn't even like this movie, and you put more thought into fixing the script than they put into writing it. So.
And that is our wrap for the day. Please like and subscribe to this podcast. Tell your friends. If you want to get a hold of us, reach us at the www.howdyoulikethatmovie.com.
Oh, by the way, I looked up what Mary Sue is. It's a fictional character, usually a one woman, who is portrayed as free of weakness or character flaw. Basically, it's often applied to a heroine who's considered to be unrealistically capable. And so you are correct. This chick, 100% a Mary Sue, because in reality, she wouldn't be good at anything, and somehow she's good at everything.
Production by Rod Shaver, Vader Monkey Productions.